Hey DC fans, Damien here from DC Comics News. We've got James Tynion from DC Comics with us here in the DC booth. We're here to talk about Detective Comics and the new branch of that and what that means for Batman and all the characters. James, do you want to take us through just quickly a brief intro on you to introduce you to some of our fans and how you got into the job you're in?
All right, I am James Tynion the Fourth. I am the writer of Detective Comics right now. You might know my work from both Batman Eternal and Batman and Robin Eternal and the recent Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. So I got into comics through co-writing with my good friend and mentor Scott Snyder, so I've been working in and around Gotham City since my start, and I'm thrilled now to take the stage of of Detective Comics, the book that created Gotham City, created Batman, and especially to be taking it on as it goes back to its original numbering and taking on the weight of that legacy and what the number 934 and beyond means.
So, firstly, just your work on Eternals was brilliant. Those 50 books were absolutely amazing. So congratulations on that. So with Detective Comics, it's got such a long, prolific history. So much has happened, and now moving over into Rebirth, it's a little bit different with Batwoman at the centre of that team, and we've got a different Batman. Can you talk us through kind of what that means now?
When the other side of it, like you're suggesting with, when there's been over 900 issues, and more than that, because there are multiple Batman series that are all going on at the same time. There are thousands of Batman comics out there, and to make a mark, you want to do something different. And with Batman going on and All-Star Batman coming, the last thing I wanted to do with Detective Comics was just make it that other Bat book. I didn't want that. I wanted to do something unique. And the best runs in the recent eras with Detective Comics have been the runs that have done something unique. First and foremost would be the example of when Batwoman became the main character of Detective Comics for a while. And then just shortly thereafter when Scott got his start on Detective Comics with the Dick Grayson Batman at the center. Those did something different. They had a different taste, and that's what we wanted to deliver here by creating the Batman team book that I've been waiting to exist for my entire life. And honestly, that's the biggest thrill, is that I am able to bring together all of these characters, because Batman's been on teams before. He's been on teams going all the way back, but when Batman's on a team, it's always like Batman and other characters, and it would be it's Batman and the Outsiders who aren't Gotham characters, and then you would have a group of Gotham characters coming together and forming a group like Birds of Prey, and it wouldn't be the central Batman and his agenda and all of that. And to do it with Detective Comics and do a team that is centered by Batman and Batwoman, and built around that as the nucleus, that was something really interesting and dynamic, and something I was really, really excited to bring to life in the DCU.
I think in this day and age, gender diversity is important. I think Batwoman at the centre of Batman is different, and it's great. I have a 7-year-old daughter that loves comics. And she's inspired by superheroes that are women. So I guess where I'm getting to with that is, how did the decision-making process play out with having Batwoman at the centre there? Was that always intended? Or was
because if you're going to do a team, a Bat team, you have to get over the fact that Batman isn't good at operating with lots of people. Batman is a kind of singular figure. You can work with a partner. He's never been all that good with working with a whole group. Half of the time he's on the Justice League, most of the members of the Justice League are afraid or weirded out by him, and it's except Superman, who's just no, he's a good guy. But it's what you get with Batwoman is someone who understands how to operate as a unit, how to trust, how the ways in which a group needs to trust and rely on each other in a way Batman's never been all that good at. So right from the beginning, you get to cast the two halves of, Batman and Superman, not Batman and Superman. There's Batman and Superman right behind us, and threw me for a second. But Batman and Batwoman, and they're two different philosophies and the two different ways they operate. And that's sort of the it really is the nexus on which the book is built, and there's lots of story coming out of their two differing versions, and that is why it was really important that she be the one, because her story, it might come from, like, she decided to put the bat on her chest because she saw Batman, but the reason she did this is not that, like, she wasn't chosen by Batman to be his sidekick, and it's, you know, like, all of these other characters were forced in from different ways, but she had her own unique path. So she is happy to disagree with Batman when she needs to.
And I think with some of the early material, particularly that I've read, it's like Batwoman, she rounds out Batman. She's very defined in her position.
Yes.
And she's very, very confident, which is absolutely great. What are some of the things that you can possibly let the fans know that you're most looking forward to in Detective Comics? I mean, particularly for those that aren't reading it, that want to get into it. What's the couple of things that you can probably share that they can hold on to?
I mean, one of the biggest things that I've been really excited about with this book is that we've introduced Clayface in as one of the main members of the team, which I think a lot of people were really surprised with. But, you know, we are building a really, like, there is a character who has a beautiful redemption arc story that is really hard because, like, it goes right to the heart of what happened to Batman. When Batman was a kid and his parents were shot in front of him, his world was shattered. And he needed to become Batman to put himself back together and to find an outlet for all of that rage and all of that, like, the grief and self-hatred and everything that comes wrapped up in that. But Clayface, when he was transformed into this monster, he let himself be a monster because it was easier. And I think that's something a lot of us can relate to. When the world gets really hard, sometimes you succumb to your worst instincts. But at the beginning, you didn't set out to be a bad person, and that's sort of something we're going to keep exploring with Clayface and rounding him out. Like, you know, I said it on the Batman panel earlier today. My goal at the end of this series is, you know, I want Clayface to be everyone's favorite Batman character, and I really think I'm going to pull that off.
Well, there was a bit of emotion there with him at the start with the initial material that we read, and I think fans will be able to connect with him. I think they will. So, but thank you for talking with DCComicsNews.com. We really, really appreciate it. And congratulations with all the success you've had, and hopefully many more for the future.
Well, thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.